Have you ever wondered how the world's greatest entrepreneurs like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and Richard Branson go out there and change the world? Well, if you ask around, most people will have their opinion. Things like, isn't it obvious? It's the accumulation of wealth speculated over time that allows the exponential growth of what is perceived to be a general form of power that allows them to create the effect that you so colorfully put as changing the world. That's definitely not the reason. See, a lot of people think that entrepreneurship is about making money by starting a business, but that's really not the case. Entrepreneurship is about something so much more. It's about a mindset, it's about thinking differently, and it's about really looking at the world around us, seeing problems and coming up with solutions to those problems. And that is a real reason why great entrepreneurs like Gates, Branson, and Jobs change the world. And entrepreneurs, as you know, think very differently. But what's really interesting is every single entrepreneur out there thinks exactly the same way. Let me show you what I mean. Let me introduce you to the entrepreneurial mind. Now, a lot of people think entrepreneurship is about starting a business and making lots and lots and lots of money, but that's really not the case. Entrepreneurship is really about taking an idea and achieving an outcome. Now, most of the time the outcome is money and it is a business, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. For example, if you have an idea that you want to inspire your local community kids and you want to do something with them, the outcome might be a motivational seminar, or the outcome could be maybe a sporting game, or it could be a community-based activity that relates adults to kids. Okay? If you're in an organization, you might have an idea to solve an organizational challenge, and the outcome would be maybe creating a product out of that. So it's not necessarily about starting a business and making money. It's about turning an idea into an outcome, and that's what entrepreneurs do. Now, if that was really, really simple, everyone would be entrepreneurs, right? But what's really interesting is that in between the idea and the outcome are these things called barriers, right? And barriers prevent the idea from turning into an outcome. And you know this yourself. When you encounter a barrier, it just stops things dead in its tracks. And we don't want that as an entrepreneur. Now, during my work over the last decade or so, I've discovered there are only 3 types of barriers out there. The first type of barrier that you're going to face is your internal barrier. And that's that little voice in your head that says, you're not good enough. Or, you're an idiot, or what makes you think you can do that? Your family don't even support you. That sort of voice. You know what I'm talking about, right? So that is your internal barrier, and you need to conquer that if you ever want to take any idea and achieve an outcome, whether that's business, an event, a magazine, or whatever you want to do. You need to conquer that little voice in your head, right? And you need to believe in yourself and believe in your abilities. So that's the first barrier you're going to face. Now, once you believe that in your head, that you believe in yourself and this idea, the second barrier you're going to face is the external barrier. An external barrier most often relates to communication. So say you believe in the idea yourself and you believe this is going to be the world's greatest thing, you need to communicate that idea out to the rest of the world. And that requires a certain set of skills and knowledge on communication. How do you present this idea to people to have them buy into it and love your work and love you? Right? That's an external barrier, communication. Another external barrier could be you want to find partners to take your idea out there to the rest of the world, which means that sometimes you might not know the right people. So you need to get to know the right people, and that's how you conquer that barrier. Another example of that barrier could be finances. Sometimes you just don't have the money to take that idea and convert it into that outcome. And last but not least, there's legal barriers too, because we all know we can make a lot of money doing a lot of dodgy things, but we don't because it's against the law. So these are the type of external barriers that you're going to face. Now, the third type of barrier you're going to face is once you believe it in yourself and you conquer that internal barrier and you know how to communicate your idea out to the rest of the world and you conquered your external barriers, the last type of barrier is sometimes, no matter what you do in life and in business, you just might have a crappy idea that just will not work, right? So you could believe in it yourself, you could communicate it out there to the world, but if no one buys it or buys into it, then you know you've got a crappy idea. Okay, so these 3 barriers combined together prevent any idea from achieving an outcome. And what entrepreneurs know how to do instinctively is smash down these barriers, right? So entrepreneurship is really about smashing down barriers. Entrepreneurial thinking is about smashing down these barriers. And it doesn't matter who the entrepreneur is in the world. If they've got the entrepreneurial mind and they've got that mindset of an entrepreneur, they know how to smash down these barriers instinctively. Think of an entrepreneur that you really admire, right? And then think about going to them and sitting down with them and having a chat about sharing an idea and getting their advice on how to develop this idea into an outcome, okay? They would instantly go through this process. They might not even know about it. But say, for instance, someone who I admire as an entrepreneur is Richard Branson. If I sat down with Branson and I said, look, I want to motivate and inspire kids in my local community and I want to create an event that actually achieves that outcome, he's going to think, all right, well, does this guy believe in the idea? Yep, cool. Who can we partner with to make this a reality? And does the idea have any holes in it? Okay, so Branson, Gates, Jobs, any single entrepreneur out there, we all think like this in this framework. We all adopt the entrepreneurial mind, right? And this model and this way of thinking could be applied anywhere to anyone within any organization. For instance, if you're in an organization that has strategic problems and you have an idea to create a particular product or a service that could smash down that or achieve that goal that you want in the organization, well, you would go through this exact same process too, right? It's such an important yet simple framework of looking about it. And what's really cool is that over my time in business and putting all together my ideas, I've developed programs that'll help you smash down your internal barriers. I've got programs and training workshops that'll help you communicate more effectively or network more effectively to establish partners that you need, strategic partners you need to get your idea and achieve an outcome. And I've also got training programs in place to help you bulletproof your idea, to make it so rock solid that people just love it and your idea will succeed. So that is the entrepreneurial mind, and it's how all entrepreneurs think about any idea. Ideas, smashing down barriers and achieving outcomes. That's the entrepreneurial mind, and that's the entrepreneurial mindset. Now, if you or your organization or your team have strategic challenges that you want to conquer, then please get in touch with me via my website. The details are at the end of this video, and I'll be more than happy to come in there and inspire your people to think like entrepreneurs and really embrace the entrepreneurial mindset so they can smash down their internal barriers, work on their external barriers, and really just bulletproof their ideas to give you the best possible chance of success in achieving your strategic goals. I'm AJ Kalatanga. Thanks for watching this video. Whatever happens in business and in life, I wish you nothing but success. Take care.